How's it going, everybody? JSR Music here. Welcome back to another video, and today is a little bit weird. It is Friday, and usually I only post like once or twice a week, usually on Wednesdays or Tuesdays for Album of the Week stuff. This is a strange occurrence for me. Today is another Album of the Week, and it's Album of the Week again because, it's only Friday, and it's not been a whole week, but I'm going to call this Album of the Week again for second. I don't know what to call it. Calling it second album of the week because that's the most creative I can be right now. I've been a fan of this band for a while now, and I didn't really get into their discography a lot. I did pick up the CD back in December. You can see it in the background there, or right there. I picked it back in December with the CD pickups. If you remember that video from back then, this album is by a band called Red. Red is one of the best Christian rock bands to date, and I absolutely adore them. And this is their 2015 release of Beauty and Rage. Of Beauty and Rage is a musical masterpiece. I cannot stress how beautiful this album is. From the very first hum of the string section in the intro song of Descent into the perfect seamless transition into Imposter is so good, and so it sends chills through my bones, if that makes any sense. It's one of those albums that I come back to a lot. And it's one of those albums that, honestly, either very widely known or barely known at all. And honestly, Red is probably one of those bands. Yes, they are pretty known. But at the same time, they're really not. With this being said, Red has pretty much stapled their place in the music community in the rock genre, specifically the Christian rock genre. And honestly, they are easily the best I've heard in a very long time. Well, Beauty and Rage has many tracks, starting with Descent, Imposter, Shadow and Soul, Darkest Part, which happens to be my favorite track from the album, Fight to Forget, Of These Chains, Falling Sky, The Forest, which is a small interlude kind of thing leading into Yours Again, which is absolutely phenomenal, and What You Keep Alive, Gravity Lies, Take Me Over, The Ever, Part That's Holding On, and the outro 3.5-minute track of Ascent. And this album as a whole flows so perfectly well. From the outro of Fight to Forget, transitioning into Of These Chains, calming down the album to a lower point to get down to the nitty-gritty in the emotion of Michael Barnes' voice and the lyrical content of this song, leading back into the heavier area of What You Keep Alive. It works. From the amazing, heavy-hitting, powerful, heavier track of Imposter, after the seamless transition from Descent into that track, it just keeps going. And then the riffs of Shadow and Soul hit, and it just keeps going, and it goes. I don't know what other words to say to it, to be honest. It flows so seamlessly in many parts of this album, which makes it so much better than what I can actually word it to be. Overall, in the past, I've told myself that it's very hard for me to give albums 10 out of 10, and it's very hard for me to actually have an album earn it. And honestly, A Beauty and Rage is one of those albums that has rightfully earned its grading of 10 out of 10. This album is an absolute masterpiece, and I truly recommend listening to it. With that being said, Of Beauty and Rage is an absolute masterpiece from Red, and I cannot wait to hear new music from them coming soon this year. If you have not listened to this album or have not heard of Red, do yourself a favor and look them up. You will not regret it whatsoever. Anyways, guys, I'm JSR Music. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, go ahead hit that like button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know you're here, and let me start a discussion too. I'm JSR Music. Keep rocking.